Hey y'all. I know it's been a little while since I've made like a live TikTok. But I wanted to share a revelation that God gave me earlier today. And he was saying, Destiny, the problem that we have today is so many people, sorry y'all, I'm driving. Is so many people today believe I'm a father that cares more about the neighbor's children than I do my own. Stick with me, okay? I want to repeat that. He said the problem with today's church is they believe I'm a father that cares more about the neighbor's children than I do my own. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? So I thought about myself, right? Like, as a parent, I care about my children, right? How are you acting in public? How are you respecting your teachers? I don't care what the neighbor's child is doing, right? Unless it affects my children, my house, right? And the problem that we see today is there's so many people that are so quick to point the finger at what someone else's relationship with God looks like, what someone else is doing with God. And let's be clear, a lot of it, they don't even know about the person. They haven't spent time with the person. They don't have intimate relationship with the person. They are just going based off of what they see on social media, or this quote unquote discernment, right? But what God's real focus is right now is his own children, is you. You looking in the mirror, him revealing to you the things in your heart that are not like him, the responses that you have when nobody's around, the integrity that you don't have when nobody's around. That is what his real focus is. And if you really read scripture, if you really study the scripture, you know that God spends so much more time correcting those that belong to him than he does those that don't, right? And he spends more time maturing those that belong to him, convicting those that belong to him, than he does those that don't, right? And yes, right now we are in a season where it's the division of the wheat and the tare. Yes, we're in a season where God is speaking to prophets and having them warn. Yes, that is true. That's where we are. That's what's happening. But you want to be very careful when you are doing more pointing than you are looking in the mirror, right? Because the reality of it is we are never going to be perfect. We're never going to be complete or finished until we leave earth. So if you are spending more of your time focused on what someone else is doing, how someone else's relationship with God looks, what has he said to you, right? The other thing, I was in a conversation with someone either yesterday or the day before, and I was telling them that the problem we have in the church is we have so many people who are quote unquote scripturally theologians, however you say that word, but their life isn't a reflection of the scripture, right? And that would mean God is a liar. He's not going to write in his word that you're the head and not the tail, but you're operating like you're the tail all the time. He's not going to put in his word that you are the lender and not the borrower, but you're above your head in debt and never have any money. He's not going to say in his word that you were fearfully and wonderfully made, but you're operating in fear and lack of identity. We have to get to a point where we aren't pushing. Oh, I'm in my word. And a lot of times people aren't really in their word like they say they are. It's just for an aesthetic. But you're actually in your word, but your life. We are supposed to be living testaments of God, right? And a true determinant of your fruit, a true determinant of your intimacy with God is based on the manifestation of your life. Our life speaks for us, right? So if every time you turn around, you don't got no money. Every time you turn around, you arguing with somebody. Every time you turn around, you're offended by something that somebody did. Every time you turn around, you ain't got no friends. Every time you turn around, your car breaking down. Every time you turn around, you ain't got food in your house. Hello, right? If I had a runny nose, if I had heart chest palpitations, if I had fever, the symptoms would say that I'm sick, right? I may confess I'm not sick all I want, But at some point, if the fever gets to a certain temperature, there's a remedy that needs to be found. And so I challenge you, whoever you are, whoever will see this, I challenge you to pull back away from social media for a little while. I challenge you to sit at the feet of God and ask God to show you to him. Show him you, right? Show him the real you. To reveal to you those things in your heart that are not like him. To reveal to you those relationships that you have squandered because you refuse to deal with you, right? Because that is what is on the heart of God. The heart of God is to reveal to us our idols. The heart of God is to reveal to us how we may think we are close to him when we in actuality are not. And the greatest determinant of your relationship with God is if your actual life, meaning behind closed doors when no one is around, if your actual life reflects the scripture you're reading, that will determine your true relationship with God, right? And so I hope this blesses you all the way it blessed me when he said, the problem with the church today is they believe that I'm a father that focuses more on the neighbor's child than I do my own. No, he cares about his children. He wants to make sure we are becoming more like him daily. He wants to ensure that we are responding like he would respond, that we are loving the way he would respond, the way he loves, that we are seeing people the way he sees them. And all I see today is a whole bunch of people that are causing division in the church. And as I said previously, yes, God is dividing the wheat from the tare. But let's be clear, God is doing it, not people. And so before you are speaking on people's names, before you are commenting in these comments, you want to make sure you have taken that before the Lord, because what people don't realize is God cannot lie. And that's on the good and on the bad. So if you are speaking on someone that God has not given you permission to speak on, that you are saying, oh yeah, I know they are a this and a that, and God himself has not told you that, you better be careful, because you may be putting a curse on your bloodline. You may be the generational curse creator and not the generational curse breaker that you call yourself today. So I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.